When I came to Stanmore almost 13 years ago, my role was mainly dealing with the youth. And when I got there, I realised there was a real problem because the majority of youth were not involved.
When we started, we didn't really know what to expect, but we've made lifelong friends out of it.
I could go down any path, and I think what's so great about this scheme is that it really does bring about the truest Jewish attributes, and it's something that the family love and cherish as well.
What we started to do was to begin programming for younger years 5, 6 and 7 before their bar mitzvah. Plays, trips, clubs, to bring the kids into the synagogue, bring them into the shul, make friendship with each other, relationship with myself and the youth directors, and from that they should stay involved.
We all started going to shul from a very young age. We've really moved. It's been a journey all the way through, all the way up until where I am now.
One of the trips that we went on was going around, roller coasters in Europe, and ostensibly it seemed like something which is quite fun and laid back, and of course it was, but underneath it all there were these relationships that were forging.
I think the plays were a brilliant way of bringing the kids in. I mean, we did high and bottom.
I love the plays.
You loved all that.
My most memorable trip with the shul was probably when we went to Israel. We were about 14 years old at the time.
I've been to Israel many times before, and I thought I really had experienced Israel. I thought it was very Zionistic, and I thought I really understood what Israel was. However, going to the Kotel for the first time, I really felt like I really understood what the Kotel was like.
I mean, if there's really one thing that stuck out for me was going to Auschwitz, where 1 million Jewish lives were taken.
Because classically, in my synagogue and every synagogue, once a boy or girl hit that bar mitzvah age, they were seen of maybe 6 months before and never again.
So I think it's very important from now to curb that and spread a system that we know is so successful to other communities.
I think the uniqueness of the program is it doesn't just involve the high school kid, the student, the young professional. It involves the entire family. It's a family learning experience. For example, the highlight for many of the kids was the Learn to Lead trips to Israel, to Prague, to Poland. Because of that success, the parents, years later, I took the parents to those destinations.
They came back so enamoured with the Israel trip, which was one of the first trips that they did. And because of that, we said we want to go as adults, and we actually set up a group ourselves and went, did exactly the same program as they did and went through that.
I think the programs made us all feel very much, belonging and having a sense that we belong to a community.
And we found that they loved being involved, and it enabled us to sort of become more involved in the shul community life.
I just think it makes a huge difference to your life as well as your children's life. I just think that you get enthusiastic, involved children with a very big Jewish identity.
I think one of the unique aspects of the program is that it starts at a young age and continues. When I talk about children, those children are now in their 20s, they're now at university or working.
We've all been to university. I didn't go to a university with a particularly thriving Jewish community, but I've come back with a Jewish identity intact, entirely intact.
You're going to experience at some point when you go to university or at any other point in your life, you're going to realise that despite these quite shallow and short-term highs, the true high is really having those fundamental roots.
Many organisations on campus that come in and they try to save the day at the last minute, and they get so much investing. The whole point is that they don't need to be saving the day if the money is invested from the beginning.
So much about us is Jewish because it's been embedded into us from a very young age, and that's what's essential. Not these sort of short-lived, fleeting experiences, but something which is deeply rooted into us and that will last for generations.
Every Jewish child out there needs to have the same opportunity as me to realise their Jewish identity. And it's so important that we get this message across, and only with your investment can this be possible.
We know what to do. We know what works. Inspiring young rabbis, working communities, with parents, with children, giving them a fantastic foundation in Jewish life, building up the Jewish identity. We know what to do. We have to make sure we do it in all our communities, with all our children and all our families. please give to US Futures to make sure we have Jewish Future.